Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we have a few repairs to do here, but we're not really expecting too much. I mean, the Mauler, we want that to be done because I'd like to try that thing out. If we hit with those heavy gauss, it's gonna hurt. But that's a big if. Noble bonds, huh? Okay, well, we'll sympathize with coma but not get involved. No lasting consequences. Sounds great. So we'll go ahead and tick forward here another 9 days. I want that Mauler done before we deploy. And that will be magnificent. The work on the Mauler is now complete. Let's double check that all of our mechs are good to go. They should be. Indeed they are. Let's hop into the barracks now. Once RogueTech gets caught up. Fantastic. The mod is kind of large at this point, and maybe a little ponderous. But we're going to go ahead and do piloting. Actually, it's really a mod collection more than any individual mod. And then we're going to see if we've got anything going on over here. Yes, actually, a point of tactics for Poet. That's fantastic. Always like getting those sensor rolls. What else do we have?
I'm ready.
That's it. Okay, sounds good. So where are we going to deploy to? That is the question.
Commander.
The answer is we are going to deploy somewhere. I know that's not really a very satisfying answer. This is a 7-skull target acquisition. We are not doing a target acquisition right now after what we experienced last time. I'm going to be back to target acquisition. I did enjoy that, but that was a little much. We need to build up our funds before we work on that one again. This is just a battle. That might not be too bad, actually. You know what? Let's do it. It's good pay, not great salvage, but we don't really need amazing salvage. This is a free priority salvage here. And I like it. We'll just sit right here. 1.9 million C-bills. Cool. So who do we want to drop for the Mauler? That's the question. The Mauler is slightly underweight, but we knew that that would be the case. I think that we drop the Battlemaster for the Mauler at this point. They fill kind of the same role, but the Mauler should be better at it. Now, do we have anyone with Mauler affinities who is not maxed? Well, Rain is the only person we have who's not maxed, so he gets in the Mauler no matter what. Okay, sounds good. So we'll go ahead and deploy this. Yes, we're aware that the Awesome and the Mauler are underweight. I do want to refit the Mauler. Not the Mauler. I want to test the Mauler. I want to refit the Awesome because I'm a little bit underwhelmed with it in its current state. I mean, with the LRM-20 added on there, it's a lot better than it was previously, but I'm still a little bit underwhelmed by the Awesome at this exact moment. I'd like to think about what I want to put on that, but I don't exactly know just yet. I don't really have a good concept for it. We're really angling towards that medium to long range, right? That's kind of our sweet spot for our targeting, and that makes things a little bit complicated. I mean, we've got the heavy PPCs on there right now. They're pretty good, but they're not amazing. Like, it's only 150 damage if both of them hit. That's equivalent to a heavy Gauss, you know? Like, the LRM-20 is nice. We could maybe in the future, I'm not sure if we really want to do it right now, but we could maybe in the future upgrade it to an MRM-40. But I'm not sure how important that really is. We might want to keep it indirect. I don't know. We've had some indirect fights, so that's all a thing. But for now, we need to destroy the invading lance. We've detected an inbound dropship belonging to Comstar, so we expect 6 units. Our local defense forces in the expected drop area are ill-equipped to handle a lance of mechs, but with your aid, we can ensure that the raid does minimal damage. We'd like you to intercept the Comstar lance and destroy it. Commander, Comstar wouldn't send a dropship if they didn't mean business. So if we take this job, we should stay alert down there. Yeah, so any Comstar lances that we're up against, if they're full strengths, are going to be 6 units.
Reactor online.
That means that we're going to be facing, if they have one reinforcement lance, fundamentally the same number of units. Oh, hello. The Cthulhu text. I like it. We're going to be seeing fundamentally the same number of units as if they had 3 lances. Oh, hey, it's wet terrain again. Okay, cool. The enemy dropship landed somewhere. Yup. Do we have allies? We do not. And there is a support lance. So there will be 12 enemy units, bare minimum, and they are stacked together up on that high ground. We could drop here, but I think that that's not great because we'd have to close in a bit. I think that we are going to drop over here where it suggests. It's not an ideal drop position, but we do have this cover here that we can utilize in this water. They may skyline themselves. We'll see what the situation looks like. Okay, so we're immediately entering combat. That's a Victor. This is a Stalker up here, I can tell. This is an Ostrak. This is an Scout. A Victor, another Stalker, a Night Star, a Battle Master. So they're pretty heavy. There's no doubt about that. Okay. Well, that's a little unfortunate. Did that hit our Corsair or did that hit the ground? I'm not sure. I think it may have stray shot our Orion, or is it on the ground? It's hard to tell right now.
Get the angle on me.
Yeah, you're facing the wrong way. That's what happens when you deploy the wrong direction. Yes, it's right in this spot. I think it's on the Orion. We'll see.
I'm catching some serious shit here, Commander.
You're okay for now. We haven't gotten a chance to move yet, and there's a lot of them for sure. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, a structure exposure on the Salamander already in the rear arc there.
My internals are taking a beating.
See, this is why I don't like the fact that you can't choose what direction your mechs are facing. Rear attack again.
Oh. I'm wounded, Commander.
I really wish that we could choose what direction we face when we're deployed. The Salamander is taking a lot into that CT, and that's just unacceptable. Stalker going for the boar's head. That's okay. It's got some AoE there.
I'm getting pummeled.
We haven't had a chance to respond to this yet, remember.
Armor.
The Salamander, is that a crit or a destruction on that heat exchanger? I don't actually know.
Watch the flank.
Does the Salamander just die here? That's a heat sink crit.
Damn it.
It could have.
Damn it.
Very easily. Battlemaster moves up. That one's going for the boar's head. That's acceptable. I really wish it didn't just randomly face our units. Okay, so at this point, the boar's head is not the mover. It is the Salamander. That is good, to be sure. Now, the barrage is going to be in two turns. I'm going to actually reserve here, because they don't move anything in phase 15. I want to see if the Orion has the barrage attached to it, or if it is, in fact, the ground. So let's move up over here.
Confirmed.
It is the Orion. Okay, good to know. And for right now, we're going to look around for good hit odds. 56 on that Ostrak. 56 on the Battlemaster as well. And on the Victor. So the question then becomes, who has the least amount of armor? So the Ostrak is 760. That's the lowest one so far. Yep, Ostrak it is. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and Warlord. I don't want to shoot at the Battlemaster here. I want to shoot at the Ostrak. Thank you very much.
Engaging.
We missed the Gauss. That's not surprising. But decent damage to the Ostrak's armor there. I like it.
Standing by.
Now then, the Awesome is going to sprint up over here.
On my way. Double time.
And we can fire on the Ostrak as well. 35 with PPC. 42 on the Stalker. And 42 on the Battlemaster. I think that given the choice between the Stalker and the Battlemaster, we go for the Stalker here. We'll Warlord that. And I don't want to go for the Battlemaster. I want to go for the Stalker. Thank you very much. Odds are kind of low, but we'll see what we get. Structure exposure, large laser destruction there. Engine explosion. Or rather, engine destruction.
Target neutralized.
So that Stalker just got one shot. That was lucky, no doubt about it. Now, the Mauler is probably not in ideal range for its heavy Gausses. Let's see what we've got. 35%. And 35%. Okay, so I think that we fire on the Ostrak here, and we're going to go ahead and Warlord that. Boost those hit odds a little bit, 38%.
Taking the shot.
Ooh, we hit both of those Gauss. That was nice. Okay, next up.
Standing by.
The Corsair is going to move up over this direction, and we'll position it here for right now.
Acknowledged.
I want to hit this Ostrak again. This Ostrak is getting really close to dead, and we need to eliminate units as quickly as possible right now. Really good shooting there. That Ostrak is knocked down.
Got past.
Excellent. So he loses his evasive, and the Ostrak will die pretty easily from here.
Good to
So,
go.
the Magcat Mark II. It's going to continue to sprint up. None of these positions are great. It's going to position
Roger.
here,
Double time.
and we're going to have to go for the Ostrak. The question is, do we just fire the single MRM? I think so. I think that we have a decent chance of killing without using additional MRMs and without using our Warlord, saving that for next round. There it is. Excellent.
Tango down.
2 enemy mechs down already.
Ready for orders.
Okay, so the bull shark is going to move back over this way to try to get out of the barrage circle, and we can go for any of these. In terms of clustering, these two are the closest together, the Stalker and the Cyclops. We're going to go for the Stalker here. The Stalker is, at this point, the bigger threat to us, so this seems fine. I'm going to Warlord it even to hopefully strip off additional armor. Nice hit there. That was a beautiful long tom hit. I like it. Okay, at this point, the Salamander was reserved. We're going to sprint the Salamander up over here. Its front arc is fine. It's only its rear arc that had problems. Now, the Thug is way out there, and the Battlemaster is similarly ranged. So none of this is going to be tremendously good, but we could armor strip here. Now, at these ranges, we're probably not better off, and the Battlemaster is a better target here. At these ranges, we're probably not better off firing AX, so we're just going to fire the Improved for this moment. And we'll strip some armor off of that Battlemaster. There we go.
Standing by.
Now, the Boar's Head is also going to move up over this way. We're kind of blocking for the Salamander a bit here, but that's fine. We're also going to fire on the Stalker with our artillery with the Boar's Head. So, there we go.
Affirmative.
Got some splash damage with the Sniper artillery. Sadly, the Arrow 4 didn't do much, but that is a knockdown on that Stalker. That'll buy us a little bit of time. Only -1 initiative on that knockdown, though. That's a little rough. Okay, so the Stalker instantly gets up. I was definitely expecting more initiative loss on that knockdown. We do see a Night Star over here. In fact, we see the additional enemy units. They're going for the Salamander. And for now, that's okay.
That
Remember,
shot
this
got
is
through
front
my
arc.
armor. Damage is minor, Commander.
Indeed.
Damage is light.
And we did manage to get some splash damage over there as well. That's nice. The Thug going for the Boar's Head and getting a sensor impairment on it. That's okay for now. The Oscout moves up. Fires on the Corsair. I don't think that was the Oscout. Oh, maybe it was the Victor?
Reporting light damage.
Maybe that was the Oscout. Is that running plat? No, that's just a tag barrage. That Oscout actually has no additional weapons. Okay. So the Night Star's up over there. That's fine.
Damage minimal.
So far, so good. So the Oscout is not really a threat. The Victor closes in. That Victor is going to die. For sure.
No. No.
Absolutely for sure. We're going to use MRMs and focus him down. Second Victor moves up. Goes for the Corsair. Hits it with a Gauss. Okay. Victors are a great target. They're not heavily armored, but they do output a decent amount of damage. So I do want to shred down those Victors as quickly as we can. This guy moves up. Does he fire? He does not. Okay, sounds good. And PPC from that Battlemaster. Okay. They all basically move before we do, so they don't really get a chance to respond to us, but we also don't really get a chance to respond to them. So this Cyclops is going to move up next. Firing on the Salamander. Okay. Front arc is okay. It can do that. It's only rear arc on the Salamander that's a problem. So the Corsair is, at this point, going to sprint up over this way. I don't necessarily think that that'll be out of the barrage at the end of the round, but we'll see. We can fire on this guy. We can fire at these. In fact, that Victor is a very good target for us at this exact moment, and we're going to take that. We're going to fire on that Victor. Now, we're not going to fire the Clan ER medium laser because of heat and range, but we'll see what we get here. Solid damage there, including some stray shots back there. I like it.
Orders.
The Madcat Mark II is going to sprint up over this way. Now, this may be within the barrage area. We'll see. And we're going to fire on that Victor just as hard as we can. We're going to Warlord it and boost these hit odds a bit. It's a little out of range, but that's fine.
Up.
So there's some armor strip there. Excellent.
Awaiting orders.
Now then, the Awesome is going to sprint up over here.
Roger that.
And the Awesome is also going to look to fire, I think, on this Victor. That's probably going to be our best bet. Just checking other odds here. Yep, the Victor will be the one. This is more of a pot shot than anything. We'll see what happens. One miss, one hit. That's pretty good, actually. Better odds than we had a right to. We'll take it.
For orders.
Now, the Mauler is pretty certainly going to be within the Orion's barrage zone, but it should be okay. We're going to step forward here, and we're absolutely going to fire on this Victor. Only 44% hit chance on the Heavy Gauss, but we'll take it, and we can't fire the ER medium, so no heat issues at all.
Locked up.
Oh, we stray shotted back here. We hit both of those, just not on the necessarily the target we were aiming for. Right in there, took out that torso. I love it. That's really, really good.
Waiting for orders.
The Orion is going to step off over this direction here. And we're just looking to separate out that barrage a little bit from these guys. We're going to hit the Mauler and the Corsair. There's not really any way to prevent that right now. But we're going to go for the Victor here, and this could easily get a kill. Do we actually want to fire on standard? I think listen kill is the way to go. I would love to see that Victor dead.
Taking the shot.
We missed the Gauss. Did mostly armor damage there. The Victor's not going to die, but it is going to be knocked down. Beautiful. Only back to phase 20. Hilarious.
Confirm.
The Salamander is going to step forward over here. In fact, we could try to sprint into cover, but that does not give us LOS on this Victor, which is paramount right now. We have to have LOS on the Victor. So we're going to move up to here. I probably shouldn't have sprinted it, actually, but we are going to Vigilance it because we're in a little bit of an advanced position here, and we're not in cover, so that's fine. We're going to fire on this Victor, and he does have 3 evasion, but we're going to hit this guy pretty hard here. We're not going to fire our medium lasers, but everything else. Oh, I should have fired the other round type, but we were only at 50% hit odds, so I think it's okay. So that's a lot of damage to the Victor, but it's not dead, but it will die very soon.
Standing by.
The Bull Shark is going to step up. Our artillery, of course, is going to be focused on these guys up here. I think the Stalker is still the one to go for. These guys are close enough to get hit with splash damage, as is the Cyclops. So let's go ahead and do that. Kaboom. Good armor strip there. And that's 4 mechs taking pretty heavy damage, actually.
Right here.
The Boar's Head is going to move up as well. We're going to do the same thing with the Boar's Head, right on that Stalker. Good hit over here. Structure exposure, and there goes the barrage. Yep, as expected, but it only hits a couple of mechs. And that's fine. It barely hit the Corsair, actually. So now they get a chance to move. We stripped a lot of armor last round, but we didn't actually kill any enemy mechs. That is sad. But we'll see what they do. Phase 23, I mean, we know that they're going to attack over here pretty heavily. The Oscout moves up. The Oscout is not a threat. It does not have weaponry. The Victor is a threat. It shoots at the Salamander, but it misses its AC-20. That's a big deal. Excellent. So what do they do next? We're going to start cleaning these enemies up fairly soon here. Some damage to the Orion there, to be expected.
Losing armor left and right here.
Yep. Okay. Is this guy knocked down again? Or is he just at a jaunty angle? I think he's just at a jaunty angle. Salamander taking fire, as expected. The Victor stands up. It's got that Gauss rifle. But it's not going to survive much longer here. So it moves in, goes for the Salamander, misses the Gauss rifle, just hits a couple of SRMs there. I like it. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Phase 20 is going to be this guy as well as the Warhammer 2C, which did take a loss of its torso there. Okay, heat generation there is awkward.
Keep an eye on my heat, Commander.
Indeed. Those plasma cannons gotta go, as well as that large heavy laser, but we've done a lot of damage to that Warhammer. The Corsair is taking some Gauss fire, for sure, but that's the Skyline. And our armor's holding for now.
Fire here.
Yeah, you're doing okay, though. Okay. They're going for the Boar's Head here. Sounds good. Not heavy damage at all there. Cool. Now it's our turn. First things first. The Salamander is going to step up into this cover. Now it's running hot. There's no doubt about that. That's mostly due to the plasma. But let's see what we've got here. Yeah, we need to chill on the MRMs. We can fire one round of MRMs in AX, and that's what we're going to do.
Affirmative.
So that's a structure exposure and some crits there. That is mostly just to soften up the Victor for the Mad Cat. Oh, they have two movements that they haven't done yet. I actually didn't expect that. But their Cyclops moves up, fires on our Salamander. Does very little. Cool. And they have one more. Who's their other Phase 18 mover? Oh, the Battlemaster. Okay, sure.
I'm okay for now.
That's fine. And then he's going to ace pilot. Yep. He actually went into rough terrain there. Fascinating.
Aye, aye.
So the Awesome is going to step forward a little bit. We have rear arc on somebody. Is that the Oscout? Yeah, I don't care about the Oscout. I think we're going to go for the Victor here. Unless our hit odds are tremendously better on this Thug. And they really kind of aren't. They're kind of mediocre across the board. In fact, this guy is our best hit odds. Well, we'll take it. Got to get that damage out as quickly as possible, after all. We missed both PPCs. That's sad, but we got some armor strip out there.
Standing by.
The Corsair is going to step up here.
Copy that.
We'll take a look at hit odds. 57, 51, 35, 51, 75. 75 is the way to go. We're a little concerned about heat here, so I don't think... Oh, no, this is fine. We just can't fire this ER... We can fire the ER medium laser. Heat is fine here. We're a little bit concerned about the armor in this torso, so I'm actually going to Vigilance the Corsair here before we do this. We're also in cover. So let's go ahead and fire this.
Attacking from position.
Solid hits with the Gauss. I like it. That is a lot of armor taken off.
Waiting for
At this
orders.
point, the Madcat Mark II is going to move forward. We actually can't hit this guy with the Madcat Mark II. That makes me sad. We're going to have to position
Heading
here. 32%. Should we just go for the rear arc on the Oscout and get it off the field? 576 melee on this Oscout. I don't want it to get in close here. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Structure exposure, few jump jet destructions.
Critical hit, Commander.
Didn't get the kill, but that's okay. The Mauler is going to step forward over here. We are a little concerned about heat due to the barrage. We could go for the Oscout. That's not great. Or we could go for this guy up over here. The odds aren't perfect, but we'll take it.
Engaging.
We did miss, but that's fine.
That didn't hit?
Nope, it did not. That's okay. We
Yep,
didn't
man.
need it to hit. The Bull Shark is going to step up,
Rolling.
and it is also going to go right on this guy. Kaboom. That's a structure exposure. Heatsink destruction, Angel ECM crit.
Reporting critical hit.
It is now unsteady, not quite a knockdown. The next artillery
I'm
will
receiving
knock
you.
it down. The Orion is going to step up over this way.
On my way.
Get rid of that instability. And I think the Orion is probably going to go for the Victor here. I want this Victor gone. A solid hit into the leg there with the Gauss. Not really the crits we were looking for, but that is a
Forward
gyro
critical hit.
destruction.
I'm out of long-range
Okay.
missiles.
It's not ideal, but
Yes,
it'll have to do.
Commander.
The Boar's Head is going to move up over here. In fact, I'd love to get it, like, up in front of this Salamander, like here. Unfortunately, we can't turn it correctly for that, so we're just going to position it
Generating
here
to
for now.
location.
And we're going to drop artillery on this guy. Ooh! We killed something. Was it the Stalker? That's an ejection. Okay, the Stalker ejects. This guy's knocked down. I like it. Okay, phase 27. Who are they going to move? That's going to be the Thug. Thug moves in. What does it go for? Salamander. Fairly expected there.
That all you got?
Okay. This guy gets up. His armor is basically gone. And he backs off a bit. Cool. 26. Victor moves up. Goes for the Salamander, as expected. Manages to hit with the AC-20 this time. We're hoping that our heat is a little more under control on the Salamander this time, but we'll see. We are panicked on the Salamander, and that's not great. Okay, they're hitting the Boar's Head. Armor is holding.
Looks light, Commander.
So far, so good. Battlemaster closes in. That's, of course, an ace pilot. Nightstar goes up into the top position there. Fires on the Orion. Does a little damage, but it's now skylined. So that now becomes a target. The Oscout moves up. We don't want it to melee. We know that. That's for sure. With that 563 melee damage, yeah, pass on that. The Warhammer is going to move up, goes for our Salamander. It does hit the plasma. That's unfortunate.
My heat gauge is getting pretty high.
Indeed it is. Victor moves up, fires also on the Salamander with its Gauss. It does hit. Armor's still holding. Not for
Moving over
long.
Left and right.
Oh boy, heavy
Okay,
hit there.
now we're starting to be able to respond. Our Corsair is going to move up to here.
Position confirmed.
We could fire on the Victor, we could fire on the Nightstar. Hit odds are better on the Victor, so let's eliminate that, if we can. We can Warlord it, and we're going to do so. I want that Victor out of here. I don't want to eat more Gauss rounds. Not much for crits there.
Scored a critical hit.
Sad. That Victor doesn't have much left. Of course, at this point, the Cyclops is going to move. It steps up. Also goes for the Salamander. Doesn't get a lot of damage dealt there, but the Salamander's armor is getting
Serious
pretty
armor
thin.
lost.
So we need to be concerned about
Shows
that.
minimal damage.
The Awesome is just going to step slightly forward here.
Affirmative.
And we could finish off the Victor, and that's probably our best hit odds here. Yes. This should be a kill on the Victor.
Yeah.
But it isn't.
Go, go, go.
Okay, well, maybe.
Scored a critical.
It's a knockdown. He only has 1 health remaining. This could incapacitate the pilot. Yes. There we go. Beautiful.
Standing by.
The Mauler is going to step forward up over here.
Copy that.
And I think that our odds are probably going to be best on that Night Star. That is accurate. Okay. We'll fire on the Night Star. Hopefully we'll hit. We'll Warlord to boost those odds. But the odds aren't great. So we'll see how this goes.
Firing on target.
Ooh, we did hit both of them. That's huge.
Watch my heat. I'm taking damage.
And did we
Shutting down.
fail a shutdown override at that small of an overheat? Okay, that's unlucky. But we did manage to hit both Gauss, so fair enough. We're going to move up with our Orion, and we're going to, I think... Do we continue to hit that Night Star? The answer is yes in standard LRM mode. Right? Right. Night Star it is. We're going to Warlord for the clustering shots. We do miss the Gauss. That's a lot of armor stripped off there. Now, these guys are kind of spread out a little bit again. So that's the thing. The Salamander is going to step forward here.
I'm there.
And we're going to Vigilance it. Heat is high. So I think we're just going to go for the Victor here. And we can't really get away with the MRM. But we can fire just the ATM. And that's actually a kill on the Victor. So that was worth it.
Enemy eliminated.
Very pleased about that. Okay.
Commander.
The Madcat Mark II is going to move up. And odds-wise, 64% on that Battlemaster is probably the best we're going to see. Yeah, that is correct. So we'll fire on that Battlemaster. We could also fire Apollo rounds, and those are a little bit better right now. So we'll go ahead and do that.
Locked on target.
Structure exposure, double heatsink destruction.
Reporting. Critical hit.
Beautiful.
Orders.
Next up, the Bull Shark moves up. Who do we target here? They're kind of evenly spaced. But I'm leaning towards the Battlemaster. I'd like to hit rear arc on this Scout, so let's go ahead and do that.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
Nice. That'll be a knockdown on the Battlemaster.
Critical hit.
There we go. And a torso destruction. Excellent.
Standing by.
The Boar's Head is going to move up here
I'll try.
and try to shield the Salamander a bit. And I'm going to still go for the Battlemaster here. Well, maybe I go for the Scout, actually. Do we fire this direct? There is a backstop. And if we miss, then it'll be hitting the rear arc, which is what we want. Let's do it, but I'm also going to Warlord here. Yeah, improving our hit odds for the artillery, but I wanted to improve it for the missiles.
Okay, firing everything.
That's a solid couple of hits with the artillery there. It may or may not be a knockdown. It is a knockdown. Cool. So with both, that's actually an ejection. Beautiful. They're getting really, really close at this point to being fully routed. This is great. This is going fantastically well. The Battlemaster gets up in phase 30. That's insane. And misses everything, pretty much.
Light hit.
Cool. They have a lot fewer options at this point. We have already eliminated 5 of their 12 units, and they've eliminated none of ours. Now their Thug is untouched and moves up, firing on the Salamander. Not doing a lot of damage there, and we're covered and guarded. Our Salamander is still panicked, though, and that's not great. Warhammer 2C moves up, fires on the Mauler. Okay. Plasma is not relevant there. Keep in mind the Mauler is shut down. We got so unlucky with that, but that's fine. This guy moves up a bit, but does not fire. The Night Star backs off, fires on the shutdown Mauler. Misses the PPC, which is a little surprising considering we're shut down.
Reporting.
That's
Heavy
fine.
Damage.
The Mauler can handle that for now. The Cyclops moves up, I'm assuming. Yes, fires on the Mauler. Once again, this isn't surprising. We're shut down.
damage.
I didn't
Holding
think that
firm.
we'd actually shut down there, but we did. That's okay.
Confirm.
The salamander is going to step up over here, hiding behind the boar's head. And do we go for the thug here, or do we go for the battlemaster? The answer is obviously the battlemaster. We're going to fire with improved MRMs, and we're just going to fire like this, sink a tiny amount of heat. They did fire some AMS there from the thug. That's good to know. Lots of internal damage there, but nothing too major on that battlemaster.
Critical hit.
Sad.
Ready for orders.
The Orion is going to step up over here.
Moving to position.
What target do we want to hit? We could hit the Night Star. Not great odds. The Cyclops, pretty good odds, actually. Slightly better odds on the Cyclops than the Thug. So we'll go for the Cyclops. That'll be fine. Fire that Gauss rifle.
Target confirmed.
And that's a hit and a structure exposure with the Gauss rifle. And the Cyclops is just dead. Fantastic.
Target neutralized.
They are definitely running out of options here.
Aye, aye.
The Corsair is going to remain in cover, but step forward over here.
On my way.
We could fire on the Warhammer, or on the Night Star, or on the Battlemaster, although we have obstructed LOS from the Awesome here. Although these hit odds are good enough that I think we take that. Excellent. Good hits on the Battlemaster. It has basically no armor remaining. The Madcap Mark II is going to head up over here.
On it.
Checking hit odds. 70% versus 44. So we're going to fire on the Battlemaster here, and this is front arc here. This should be a kill.
Firing on target.
And there we go. The Battlemaster's out of here.
Enemy down.
Well over half on the Comstar units.
Yes, Commander.
The Awesome is going to move over to here out of the
Moving out.
fire. And we can fire on any of these that we want. Hit odds are best on the Thug. And can we Warlord that? We can, so we can boost those a little bit.
Copy that.
We hit with one of the PPCs. That's good. And decent damage with the missiles. Although the Thug is still quite...
Okay.
the Thug is
Ready to
still
go.
quite fresh. We're going to move up with the Bull Shark. And this is the best cluster that we've got. We're going to fire on this guy since he's got exposed structure.
Affirmative.
Not a great hit with the Long Tom. Missiles doing some damage. Overall, that
Target
was
taken.
mediocre at best.
Right here.
And then the Boar's Head, we're continuing to block for the Salamander. So we're going to fire in indirect mode on the Night Star here.
Firing Alpha Strike.
Excellent. We got some splash damage there. And a knockdown on the Night Star, maybe?
Critical hit.
Yep, there we go. Perfect. Injury resisted, though. And he gets up immediately. Phase 27 after a knockdown. That is absurd. Okay. So he moves up and fires on the Awesome. That's completely fine. The Awesome can take it.
Taking minimal damage.
Indeed. Phase 23 is the Thug. We'll see what he does. Steps on forward. Shoots at the Salamander. That armor is getting paper thin.
Damage is
But he
minor.
doesn't penetrate the armor yet. So that's good.
Receiving you.
Our Mauler is going to step up over here.
Roger
We'll check
that.
our hit odds. None of these are obstructed LOSs. 44, 35, and 44. I think we're going to go for this one because I have a feeling we may stray shot out this direction, but we're less likely over here. So we'll fire at the Thug. We may do some damage. We'll see.
Locking on target.
Oh, that's just a straight up kill. I think we hit the head with the heavy Gauss there. That's insane. Okay, well that worked well. The Thug is out of here. There are 3 enemies remaining. They die this round. The Warhammer goes for the Salamander. It does hit the improved heavy laser.
I'm losing armor bad.
Yes, you are. Okay, so the Salamander is going to move up over this way. It doesn't have... Well, it's obstructed LOS. We can move up into the water.
10-4.
And yeah, our armor's really low. Like, really low. I'm going to Vigilance it, and we're going to go for the Warhammer here.
I got you.
We'll see what we get done. Mostly damage transfer here, not really internal. Okay, unsteady on the Warhammer sounds good to me.
Commander,
The Awesome is going to move up over here
on
and
the
can
move.
fire on the Warhammer or on the Night Star. And hit odds are better on the Warhammer, so we'll take care of that. Small
confirmed.
overheat should be fine. No PPC hit there. But that is a lot of armor damage to that
My mech is
Warhammer.
overheating.
Straight into that CT. This guy backs off a bit and spreads out for our artillery. That's smart.
I'm here.
Corsair is going to move up, and we're
Let's
going to
move.
continue to hit this Warhammer. I want it gone. I'm not going to fire the ER medium laser, but everything else. Okay. That Warhammer's armor in the CT is pretty dunzo, but it's not out of there just yet. We're going to move up the Magcat Mark
Don't
II.
shoot. Got it.
We do still have Apollo ammo, so we're going to use our last rounds of Apollo ammo to try to get rolls in that CT, which is now exposed.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Barofibrous destruction, maybe a knockdown.
I'm out of
Pilot
short-range
ejection.
missiles.
That works. We'll take it.
I'm receiving you.
The Bull Shark is going to step up over here.
Affirmative.
We can fire direct fire on the Night Star, or we can fire on the Delore. And we're going to go for the Night Star here.
Locking on.
Excellent.
Commander.
And then the Orion can move on up and do the same thing.
Order received.
There's basically no armor where it matters here anymore, so we'll see what we hit here.
Firing.
We do miss the Gauss. There we go. One remaining.
Target eliminated.
Excellent. The
Standing
Boar's Head
by.
is going to step on up, and we'll
On
drop
my
artillery
way.
on it. We don't necessarily expect a kill here, unless it's got an XL engine, which it may or may not. We'll see. It could happen.
4 and Alpha Strike.
But it doesn't.
Critical hit, Commander.
That's fine. We'll see what it does next round. It moves before us, of course. Actually, it doesn't. We're going to reserve and let it move first. There we go. Phase 19. It does not move.
Yep.
An interesting choice, to be sure. Our Salamander is going to move up here, and we are going to drop our last rounds of ATMs. Actually, we're not. We're just going to brace. It's only 3% hit chance. I'm not going to take that.
I'm ready.
The Orion is going to move on up. It
Got it,
does have
sir.
its LRMs, although the Zeus did jam, or one of the Zeuses did jam. So we'll just fire this one, see what we get. Okay, more crits, good damage.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
But of course we're in indirect fire here, which is something we can
Yes,
do, but
Commander.
isn't really our strength.
Copy that.
The Awesome is going to fire on the Delore as well. Just armor damage there.
Standing by.
The Corsair is just going to move over here and
Understood.
sink some heat.
Standing by.
There we go. Magcat Mark II not able to contribute to indirect firing.
Ready for orders.
And same with the Mauler, not able to contribute.
I copy.
Excellent.
Standing by.
The Bull Shark moves up,
Position confirmed.
and we are going to drop a Long Tom.
Got it, Commander.
Not a great Long Tom shot, but it did a good amount of internal damage. Okay.
Scored a critical hit.
And finally,
Yes, Commander.
the Boar's Head. Moves up into the water. And let's see what we get.
Targeting for an Alpha Strike.
Not a great shot with the sniper artillery or the aerofoil. So that was not ideal.
That looked like a critical hit.
Okay.
Commander,
Well, we'll move up the Awesome.
roger that.
Drop another LRM-20 round into him. 32% hit odds there. Yeah, he's in cover and braced, but
Yes, Commander.
that's fine. Magcat Mark II is going to sprint on
On
in.
my way.
Not too much to be done there.
Orders.
The Mauler, same thing.
Move order received.
Okay, we'll see what he does. Probably should have reserved and let him move first. Definitely should have. He goes for the Boar's Head. It looks okay. Yep, this is fine.
just realized I'm sitting on.
Yes, Commander.
Yes, you are indeed sitting on a fusion reactor. I know you didn't finish what you were saying, but it's true.
Firing
We'll
on
fire
target.
our Long Tom, and that's some damage. Excellent, there's the ECM gone.
Reporting critical hit.
Aye, aye.
The Corsair is not quite able to eke an LOS out, which is sad. But we'll move up over here.
Waiting
The
for orders.
Orion can move up. Once again, it's going to be indirect firing. But who knows? We could kill it here. Okay, we're into the leg as well.
Solid connect.
Maybe a knockdown. It is indeed. I mean, this guy's dead. He just doesn't know it yet.
Confirmed.
The Salamander is going to move up over here.
Location confirmed.
And this should get the kill, in all honesty.
I'm on him.
And there we go. So we took a decent amount of almost exclusively armor damage. I'm not sure about the status of the heat exchanger on the Salamander. That's going to be interesting to check out. I'm not sure if it got crit or if it got destroyed because the camera wasn't looking at the Salamander when it happened, as sometimes happens in this game. But I definitely expect a pretty hefty amount of time and armor repair that's going to go into this one. There's no doubt about that. Okay, I don't really want to see on this screen necessarily. Yeah, I know we took internal damage. I think that's just a crit. I think it wasn't destroyed. So that's great. We're very, very happy about that. Of course, the only reason that they got internal on the Salamander is because it started off facing the wrong way, which is kind of ridiculous. We only have one priority salvage, and really, I think that we're probably going to go for that large heavy laser, maybe? Let's do it. There we go. Cockpit basics, jump jet heavies, and counter missile SRMs. We'll get rid of it. We'll keep that large pulse laser, though. As far as how much it's going to cost to repair this, it's going to be pretty spendy. Like, I'm thinking at least 350,000. We did take a hefty amount of armor damage. There's no doubt about it. But they didn't really get through our armor, so that is magnificent. It is well past time to put a cut in here, of course, so once we know what it's going to cost to repair, I will go ahead and do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And let's see what Yang thinks that this is going to cost. Like I said, at least 350k. I'm expecting a pretty hefty repair bill. That said, we did make 1.7 mil from this post-drop costs and coolant and ammo costs. So that is excellent. We're pretty happy with that amount of income. What do you got for us, Yang? Okay, yeah, 360k, 370. That's about what I expected. So there you go. Already did the outro, of course, so I will see you all next time when we get some of these repairs completed. See you all then.